So now we're trying to conflate the whole thing. But if you talk to a regular person, the average person, the hard working man out here, not those guys that's on the upper echelon of men, then you wouldn't want. I don't want a woman who's mentally strong that say, "Oh, if I go and exercise my options and cheat, I'm expecting her to deal with it." No, but I do understand the position on why it's different, hypothetical, and which and to let go's point. If a woman does give up her
Marriage.
cookies to another man,
Oh,
that's a form of submission. You submit it to another man. A man, when he goes and have sex with one, he's not submitting. He's just simply dominating
he's
another person.
dominating.
When you submit to another man, it's really hard emotionally for a woman to continuously submit to from one man to another man to another man. Her
And I know
emotional,
some
her
of y'all
emotion, her
hoes, but
emotions will
y'all gotta
become
just stop
fragile.
being
It'll,
hoes
it'll
for your
literally break
children.
her. A man can do that because he's consistently being in a dominant position. So he doesn't break. But that doesn't mean it's right. If you give a woman if you vow to a woman and you make her your wife, you give her your last name, and you giving her to understand that, hey, look, I'm gonna be loyal and faithful to you, and then go and cheat, then you're just an asshole. And she should rightfully want to be out of that because you made her believe that, hey, look, I'm not gonna do these things. But if now, on the other hand, if you come to her and say, "Hey, look, things ain't going right. I want to exercise my," if you can be honest and upfront to the woman, at least give her some type of respect as a wife that, "Hey, look, these are the things I'm going to go and do." Then yeah, you in the clear to do that. But don't just go and do the shit. And then when you get caught and expect her to be mentally strong, it don't work that way.
It just seems as though, well, I'm not completely sure with the video, but it just seems as though sometimes men will push, not all men, but men will push and push to see how far they can go. And I think a lot of women need to recognize that early so they can get out of that situation, because it's
You
not
think it's on
ideal to
purpose?
be pushed and pushed and pushed to your breaking point. Then now you're not called mentally strong anymore because now you're reacting to some craziness that this guy has put you through. So I do believe that some men need to realize that mentally strong in a woman is not pushing her, but her being there for you and supporting you in the hard times whenever life gets in the way, or just supporting your dream. That's what mentally strong is, not pushing her to her limit.
But just keep this in mind with the divorce rate being at 75% because of the goofy ass women divorcing men because they ain't got no damn sense.
Why are they divorcing?
You gotta because they ain't got no sense. So you gotta look at that as
Infidelity.
being mentally, you gotta look at that as being mentally strong. So I agree with y'all. I don't believe in the strong, the thick ankled women who's enduring all this shit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as far as just being able to stay in the marriage and work things out. So that takes mental strength on the man and the woman because people, I think Austin said earlier, we're human. We naturally go towards the path of least resistance. So it's easy to give up. It's easy to leave. It's easy to get a divorce. It's easy to have a baby without getting married. So we spend so much time as adults taking the easy way out. Well, being strong is going the path of more resistance, which is let's deal with this and work this out. I'm not saying deal with a man who keeps cheating on you. I'm just saying if this is happening or if that is happening, don't just jump up and say this is too hard, because life in itself is going to be hard and it's going to be easy depending on what day and what hour it is. That's all I'm saying.
And Miss Nicole, you don't think Miss
Since
Nicole, hold on real quick, Chanel.
okay.
Miss Nicole, you don't think men endure in relationships? You don't think we endure trauma placed on us by our women?
Sure. There are
So
circumstances
so why why is it that men can extend this level of grace and endurance, but our women can't? And I'm not even talking about the whole cheating and all of that. Because we see that a lot of people break up for a number of reasons, and a lot of times it ain't got nothing to do with cheating. So we have a lot of people breaking up. None of them are enduring. None of them are staying the course. And and we here talking about them right now on this panel because they can't get shit right. I'm married. The 4 ladies on here married. I think Bruce is married. We all trying this thing. We're talking about a group of people that can't get it right. And part of that is because they don't know how to endure. And it ain't even just enduring. It's not even enduring the worst parts of the Bible. It's enduring regular shit. Oh, I looked on social media and I want a lifestyle that I cannot live. But but because you can't provide that lifestyle for him, I'm going to walk away. Or we have 2 different parenting styles. So I want to break up because you don't agree on how to parent like I agree on how to parent. Oh, I don't like your mother. So I want to break up with you. Oh, I don't like the house that you want to move into. I don't like the neighborhood we're going to. It's always, I'm not happy. People aren't enduring anymore. They're not even enduring shit. And what's crazy is they would endure this shit by themselves, though. They would endure it every day. They hate their job. They hate their life. They hate their car. They hate everything about themselves. They get with somebody who makes all of that a little bit easier. And they can't even, and they're more likely to walk away and check out.
I agree. I totally agree with you. And that's one of the big issues.
You're absolutely correct. And I'm in no way advocating for women to be difficult and women to not extend grace. What I am saying is that we should not be pushing each other to our limits. Women are naturally kind of like, we want what we want. We can be difficult. We can push it. We can go overboard. We can, because we're more in our emotions, we can sense unhappiness and tend to lean unhappy or feel unhappy because we're in our emotions. That we talked about that, about Dr. Jordan Peterson broke that down. So I'm not saying that we should, go around making relationships difficult. However, there are times where men and women, knowing that the other person is extending grace, pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And that is not what I'm advocating. That's not wise. That's not a good wife. And that's not a good husband. And that's not a good person, really, because you're actually testing people and taking advantage of people. So you kind of bring it on bad things to happen in a relationship.
So let me ask you a question. What percentage of these relationships that are falling apart do you think fall in that category where you have people over, or do you think, or would you say that the majority of people who are breaking up is probably for the first reason where they just not willing to endure anything? Which one do you think occurs most often in breakups?
It's the first reason.
People pushing people to the limits and taking advantage of grace that's extended, or this is a nice guy, this is a good woman, and you just keep pushing and keep pushing. I don't think people get in relationships to break up. I think they get in it saying, I'm attracted to this person, I like this person, I'm tired of being alone, and then they just keep pushing it.